So we just had some breaking news come out, and I wanted to go ahead and report that for you guys here in today's video. I hope you guys enjoy this one. This is something that we have been waiting for and wanting to see for a very, very, very long time. And it is finally a possibility, and it's finally something that will be in the game and have a precedent and be something we can see going forward. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you guessed it. Courtesy of Hydros, our friend, Pedros, as I affectionately call him. Anyways, in all seriousness, LR Zamasu is getting an EZA. His medals are in the game already. This is incredibly huge news. This is our first ever LR EZA. People have been wanting to see this for a very long time. Most notably, people were mentioning the very first LR that came out back in 2016? 16. This Goku, yes, 16. It has been a long time. It's been freaking 4 years almost. Dang, July. Really? That's just a few months away. Anyways, so yeah, this is really cool. Really, really cool to see that we're getting an EZA for an LR in the game, and I cannot be more excited about this. This is such a huge precedent. It just means that going forward, we're going to see some crazy stuff. I want to say right now, the information is not in the game yet. We do not know what this EZA does. We don't know much about it. We don't know anything, in fact, about it. We don't know the maximum level cap, what it'll jump to. Probably going to be something like 170, things of that nature, but it's insane that we are actually getting this. So that being said, what I want to kind of do is do a little bit of predictions for the next part of the video, and also talk about some of my EZA choices, some of the ones I want to see get EZAs sooner than later in terms of our LRs. I'm excited. I'm really excited. If you guys are, again, hit the thumbs up. I am so juiced for this because this was something I honestly thought at this point was just never going to happen. I really thought it was just never going to happen. It always kind of made sense to make it happen, especially when you look at older cards like this. It's like there's no reason to run this guy, really, for the most part. It just always made sense, right? So I'm excited about this. Also, this is seemingly going to be a part of the Part 3 celebration as well. So, normally they like to update the game on about Tuesdays. So in about a few days, we might see a lot more about this. But we did get a data download that had that medal in there, but nothing else about it. We don't know anything about it. We'll see soon. Well, over the next few days, we'll find out. Leader skill is Time Travelers, category 3 key and 77%. That'll probably jump to 100. I think it's fair to say that jumps to 100. Also, I mentioned level cap. I think that's going to shoot to 170. This guy is going to be, of all the characters, to get the first LR EZA. Goku Black, man. Goku Black. Of all the characters to get the first EZA ever, it's Goku Black. The Zero Mortals plan in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so super attack does colossal damage to the enemy and lowers defense. I don't think this stuff really changes, but what I will say is there's a possibility that the Ultra could potentially raise attack and defense, or even greatly raise his defense for one turn, or multiple turns as well. Like, there are different possibilities that they could ultimately shape out with. And now, also, there's another thing they could potentially do, greatly raising, raising defense and then lowering enemies' defense could be a combination type of thing that they do, because that is also a precedent that he has for the 12 key super anyway, lowering defense. They're kind of flip-flopping. Why not just give both, right? Maybe you give a raise of defense on 12 key and lower defense there, and then a great raise on the 12, and then 18, and then a great reduction of defense on the 18 as well. Who knows? Now, the passive is interesting because he was just an okay LR, but I guess that's why, because they had this in mind. Wow, this is really cool. This is such a cool idea. So 50% is where he starts out at, 50% attack increase. That I don't think will go up that much. You have to remember still, I don't think he's going to have the highest stats in the game, but he's going to be up there somewhere, right? He could very well have it, in fact, to be honest. So anyways, here we go. So you got to remember that the stats are obviously going to be a huge thing for this, right? So I don't want to say it goes beyond anything like 59%, 60%, depending on how they want to do it. But I don't think it goes that high in particular. It's not going to go up, I don't think, to 70 or anything higher than that for sure, especially because he has more stuff built in. In fact, I wouldn't have a problem, for the record, with it going 70, for the record, because the rest of his stuff is kind of conditional, but I'm kind of leaving the idea that with an EZA they add an extra part to his passive, like another further boost if this or that type of unit is on your team or something like that. Who knows, right? Because the rest of his passive can be kind of restrictive. It reads, key +1 with each attack received up to 5. Very good for self-sufficiency, obviously. And he launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack when facing 2 or more enemies. That part of his passive is almost irrelevant. You're never going to get that for the most part in the game. Most events are always versus single enemies, and you guys should know that by now. Like 95% of the time, you're never going to get that type of restriction. So that's what I kind of meant. The last part here also is very wonky. He gets an additional 20% attack and defense with each final blow delivered. So whenever he KOs an enemy and you move on to the next phase or whatever, he gets another attack and defense increase up to 50% maximum for a bonus total of 100. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they just say screw it and make like his bonus total between the start of the turn boost and the additional boost that he gets for defeating enemies something like 150 total. I don't know how, they have multiple splits they could do, like 80 and 70 or whatever, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. Now, the cool thing about this is that we don't really know. I assume it's going to be handled the same way as previous EZAs, but I wish that with EZAs they would, do some of these links a little better. I don't mind his links that much. I do wish he had some minor changes in here, but he mainly links like with the Zamasu type units because he is, well, Zamasu. But I wish they would do that. So speaking of my LRs that I want to see kind of getting awakenings, some of them are going to be units that need, key changes, right? This guy, he almost predates Prepare for Battle. No, he does not, but it is not, at the time he came out, it was not a very relevant link. It was probably like 15, probably less than 15 units that had that link at that time. So also they kind of got to a point where every unit started getting it, and especially shocking speed. A lot of units started getting shocking speed out of nowhere. So yeah, like that being said, I want to see him get something to change, something different. Now, I will say in terms of this passive, there are a few precedents for units that change from flat boost like this to becoming, percentage based. The best one would be this, like 20,000 attack and 10,000 defense changes to all of this. All of this. Like there's like, and also this guy's an LR, so again, you have to consider that too. But there's a really interesting way that they can build this guy. It could be like, oh, if you have Super Saiyan units on your team, get this or that bonus, things of that nature. But he is definitely on my wish list. In terms of units on my wish list, though, I'm just going to go ahead and throw out there that it's going to be mainly all the older cards because they all really need it. Got to put some respect on LR androids. Why? They need it. You may use them and think they're still pretty good. They're not. They need it big time. They need it really bad. So I'm going to have them on my wish list as well as another one that gets an EZA. And there are some other ones that are a little bit more modern than that, like TN and stuff like that. But all the ones that have flat boosts, like Frieza, the old Frieza, old pod Frieza, right? This guy. They're all going to be on my wish list, right? It's just, I don't know how they're going to handle the Prime Battle units. That might be a little bit of a different thing because the most recent Prime Battle, they still did the same thing. It's clearly intentional giving them flat boosts. Like, it's clearly intentional. I don't know why, but clearly it is. And I don't think they'll actually really change it unless they have the idea of EZAing them. If they're going to EZA them, then sure. But I will say we do need, what is it, a physical Prime Battle? I think we need a physical Prime Battle. We have STR for Frieza. We have Ints, which would be actually. Hello, I'm crazy. I'm not gonna think about this for right now. Well, all I know is we have Tech, we have AGL, we have another Tech. Oh yeah, we don't have multiple, huh? Okay, that's what it is. We have 2 Techs. Anyways, yeah, they're on my wish list. Ultimately, another more modern card than some of the Prime Battles, I'd say, but still very old, is going to be this card here. This card is interesting because they're almost unusable in some facets because if you get like SS3, you're good. SS1, you're good. But if you get skinny or fat, those are just really detrimental. Like lowering your own defense when you don't even have a defense raise anyway is just not conducive to today's game anymore. It's just not how it works anymore. In harder content, that's not good. It's just not usable. So you definitely do not want that at all if you happen to get that key super. The good news is they're pretty self-sufficiency. Like key plus 3 to 9 is insane. They're pretty self-sufficient. They got some solid links like Shattering Limit and Shocking Speed. They're usable, right? But I do want to see them get some sort of changes. And yeah, this is incredible, man. I am so excited for this. Words can't even describe it. Like, honestly, it's insane. I'm very excited about this. I hope you guys are as well. Don't forget, leave me down below your predictions for how you guys think this unit will ultimately shape out. What do you think they'll do with him? What do you think the max level cap will be? Do you think it's going to be 170? Do you think it's going to be higher than that? It could. Okay, so like, for example, I don't think it's going to be any higher than that. Our previous ones jumped 20 levels. This will probably be the same type of case. But if it goes any higher than that, then we're entering some really, really crazy and really, really uncharted territory. It would be ridiculous if it goes any higher. But I also can see the inverse of it only going up 10 levels. It could potentially only go up 10 levels because they are LR characters. They're functioning with LR stats, and obviously they're going to get better passives anyway. So, like, if it goes up 10 levels, that could be a thing. But one thing I want to say is that EZA grinds, This is listed as an easy area on Reddit. I don't know. I hope it's not an easy area for one. That'd be really annoying. But I wonder how many medals you need. You could potentially need a lot more medals than normal to easy A this guy. But it's incredible. I wonder if people have. Yeah, people are reacting already. Could you? People are saying LR EZA. Yeah, buddy, it is happening. They are doing it. People are reacting. Yeah, so things can get really crazy with him ultimately. But let me know how you guys feel about him. What do you guys think about the start of the turn? 50% boost. Do you think that's going 60 or 70? How do you think they'll handle the key part? I didn't really talk about the key part much, but with each attack received up to 6, I think is where that probably jumps to post EZA. I think they built this card obviously with the EZA in mind, which is a really interesting thing. Why I really tried to dissect him a bit, because I do think he was built with that in mind. So there you have it, everyone. Thank you all. Have an awesome day. Be sure to hit that thumbs up if you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you guys are hype, let me know your wish list as well for more EZAs. And I'll catch all of you in the next one.